Hey beautiful souls, welcome to today's video. So I want to talk about overthinking. And I want to talk about overthinking from the perspective of spirituality. So what does spirituality have to say about overthinking? Why do we overthink? Okay. And I want to break it down for you in a way that makes sense for you in a very practical way. And then I'm going to give you some tips at the end. So let's dive into it. So the very first thing that I want to say that I want you to ground with when listening to this video is this philosophy that's in spirituality. And that is that I am pure consciousness. I am soul, pure consciousness. And I am whole and I am complete. There's nothing lacking in me. There's nothing that is missing in me because I'm whole and I am complete. I am a pure consciousness, a soul living a human experience. Okay. And I'm starting off with this because this entire thought and belief will anchor you into what is going to break you from overthinking. Okay. So why do we overthink? We overthink from a spiritual perspective. We overthink because we feel that something is missing, something's lacking in us, and we are also uncertain. That uncertainty comes from feeling the separation within our bodies, within our human, from the consciousness, right? So in the moments that we're overthinking, we feel like something is missing at the core, like at the root of it, okay? We're constantly overthinking, we're anxious, we're worried, we're just like in this place of like uncertainty. And we have that uncertainty because we do not trust that we're whole and complete. Because if you think about it, if you knew that you were whole and complete and everything that is happening to you is happening for your highest good and will always happen for your highest good, and everything that is unfolding in your life will always transpire in the way that is meant to transpire for you in the best and highest good, then why would you worry? Why would you overthink? When we feel this, I don't even want to say when we feel this, but we have forgotten in the moments that we are overthinking and we're in worry and we're in anxiety or we're stressed out, we have forgotten our true nature, our true state, which is pure consciousness. So the reason why I started off with talking about this philosophy of believing that we're whole and we're complete and that we're pure consciousness is because we actually have learned to believe the opposite, right? So we have learned to believe that we are actually this human with a spirit. And with that comes that we actually are lacking something that we are trying to fulfill, that we are trying to use the external world to fulfill us. And when we get into this thought process, like we get into this pattern of behaving this way, our thought process actually gets into a place of thinking that something's always missing, which leads us to always overthink our relationships, overthink our decisions, overthink just very simple things in day-to-day life, like what to eat, what to choose. Like we're constantly overthinking and just processing information and data all of the time using our mind, that it doesn't know a different way to behave. It feels safe in our bodies to overthink at times because that's the way that we were wired to be. And so the tips that I have for you are 3 tips. So the number 1 tip is awareness. So why awareness, right? Why am I saying awareness is important for overthinking? It is important for us to observe what is happening within us when we're overthinking. What's happening in our bodies? What are we actually overthinking? What does it all mean? Like just bringing that observer mindset, that observer avatar in, which is really your consciousness, just like looking at you, makes you separate from the actual act of overthinking and the behavior of overthinking, and lets you have this space and this distance, creating a pause. And when you pause while you're overthinking, or when you're anxious, or when you're worried, it creates a space for you to then react based off of not what you're thinking, but based off of what you are, like what your consciousness is leading you towards. The tip number one is to bring awareness, and you can bring awareness through mindfulness. Practices like meditation, going for walks, and just observing your thoughts, and simply just sitting in stillness will help you as well. Tip number two is journaling, so free writing. So I want you to get into a practice of free writing, and this will also bring you awareness. But what it's going to do is bring this really great awareness of like, what is it that I'm actually thinking? Because when you're free writing, you're just writing everything that's in your mind, just like dumping your brain, okay? And this is going to bring like this awareness of like, wow, these are all of the things I'm thinking, and it'll help you to challenge those beliefs, right? Because it'll help you to go back into that mode of like, I am pure consciousness, and I am a whole, and I am complete, and why am I thinking these things or feeling these things? Where is it coming from? Which will kickstart and help you on your transformation journey. And tip number three, 3 on the clock. Tip number three is building a relationship with your intuition. Okay, so when we build this relationship and when we can actually be guided by our intuition, we're able to have clarity. Clarity does not come from a place of lack. Clarity comes from a place of wholeness. Clarity comes from our consciousness, okay? When we say we feel lost and we don't have clarity, or we feel like we don't know what's going on and like there's too much unknowns and we just want clarity to know which way to go, which decision to make, we don't have clarity because we're not tapped into, or we've forgotten our true state, which is that we're pure consciousness. And the way that we get back to that is by building a relationship with our intuition. I'm going to make an in-depth video about how you do that. But the number one thing, and if you're going to try this out with this video, to building a relationship with your intuition is identifying where your intuition lives within your body. And when you can do that, you can start to actually feel the nudges of your intuition. Every time it's trying to nudge you and pull you in a different direction, because this is your consciousness pulling you in a different direction. Okay, so those are my tips. I am also going to make a whole other video on motherhood and guilt and overthinking, because I know as moms, we overthink a lot. We overthink everything. And there's reasons for that. I want to break that down in a video for you, and I want to give you the spiritual side of things and how to work through it. So that'll be a whole other video, so catch that video. Then the second video that I said I would make is how to build a deeper relationship with your intuition, and that'll be coming too. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know what comments, questions you have about this. And I really want you to anchor with this feeling. And this is an exercise that I'll lead you through right now, is like, just close your eyes. Okay, here's an exercise that I'll lead you through. Just close your eyes. And I want you to feel in your body which one feels better. And when I say better, which one makes you feel like more liberated and expansive, and which one makes you feel like you're being constricted or controlled, or like kind of like pushed down, like you're like kind of like coming into like a fetal position. Okay, just feel into your body. So the first one is, you are whole, you are complete. Everything that is happening in your life is meant to be, and it's happening for your highest and best good. You're not missing anything. You are not broken. You never will be, and you will always be on the path that you need to be on. Okay, feel that. Feel those words into your body. What does it feel like? And here's the second one. You're not enough. You need to compete to succeed in this world. You need to do better. Make sure that you're making decisions that are always for your highest good, because you can't trust anybody. There's something missing in your life, and you need to go out there and try to figure out what that is. Let those words sink into your body. and see how that feels. Now I want you to compare. You can open your eyes. I want you to compare which one felt like what. And if you want, you can journal about it, and you can kind of write what it made you feel and how it made you feel, and you know what you think your intuition is telling you. Which one of those versions, the first one or the second one, do you think your intuition is leading you towards? Okay? I love you all. Peace, love, and light. And as always, if you have questions, comments, put it here or send me a DM. I'm always eager to help you out more with this. And I really want you to anchor with that belief of, I am pure consciousness, I am whole, I am complete, there's nothing missing in my life. Everything is happening exactly the way it needs to, and always for my highest and best good. Peace, love, and light. Namaste.